There we go.
Whoa.
That's a little better.
Okay,
I think we're live.
I think we are.
We've never done YouTube Live before.
I don't think we have ever done YouTube Live, so this is a first for us. Hey, for you guys watching this later, we're going live on both Facebook and on Instagram. But yeah, we wanted to chat a little bit with you guys about how you are helping us give to Puerto Rico, and it was something that has been on our hearts. And what we're going to be doing, to sum it up in a little nutshell, is we are going to be giving half of what we have earned over the course of a year from Amazon Associates. So every time I've asked for you guys to use that link, you guys have helped us and, left a little tip by shopping with Amazon. And we're going to give half of that to Puerto Rico to help with the relief effort that's going on down there.
Yeah, and so we wanted to talk about why specifically we're giving to... Hello from Louisiana State. We wanted to talk specifically about why we're giving to Puerto Rico, and the answer is we're not specifically giving to Puerto Rico. We've been blessed to be able to help some of the victims of Hurricane Harvey out, and to give in different ways. We just normally don't talk about it a lot, but we were thinking today about how we could help the humanitarian crisis in Puerto Rico. And I was doing some reading this morning, and Puerto Rico is just something that I think hasn't really been on a lot of Americans' radar, like Harvey and Irma were, and I'm including myself in that. And then reading this morning, a official with the Army Corps of Engineers down there said that the closest way that he could describe it was like the invasion in Iraq after 2003. The entire country needs to be rebuilt, costs billions of dollars, God only knows how much, and people are desperate. There's 3.4 million people down there, and the entire island's without power, over half the country's without clean drinking water, and we just wanted to shine a light in our own little corner of the world, and we were thinking about how much we wanted to give and how we wanted to go about doing it. And so we decided that we would take the Amazon affiliate money and donate half of that. So I was looking at it this morning, and so far throughout the year, by you guys using our Amazon affiliate link, it's come to about $2,025 so far this year, and we're so grateful for that, so amazingly grateful. And so we're going to be donating about $1,000 of that, and that's based off what you guys have done by sharing or by using that Amazon affiliate link. And for the months of September, October, and November, we're going to be giving 100% of that money. So I think we're going to continue this, not necessarily for Puerto Rico, but next year, I think we've talked about it. We're going to consider giving 50% of that. I
think we will. I think that's kind of a done deal. With this channel, it's always been on our hearts. Before we started this channel, before we started traveling, charity work, volunteer work has something that's always been super heavy on our hearts. And I've always had this dream in the back of my mind of traveling with our family and doing relief efforts as we travel. And so this is just the start of it. If I wasn't pregnant, we'd probably go down to Puerto Rico and probably go help, but with baby on the way, that makes it a little more challenging. But that is something that has just been on our minds. It's been on our hearts to really use the platform we have to share what's happening in the world and show how you can help. And, either with actions, a lot of people want to donate goods, but sometimes, just sending cash is the best way to help an organization, because then they can coordinate everything. So we have some different charities that we're going to mention, and having worked for a nonprofit, I know firsthand how that kind of goes. It is really helpful, and they desperately need it right now. So we're just feeling so blessed and so thankful for you guys, for using that link, and, we hope that eventually we can take the small income that we get from YouTube and trade that and just put that, towards efforts and maybe get us traveling, as a family, as our family grows, to go do things and make a real impact. Because, you know, we live in a scary time, but there's also so much good happening in the world, and we just want to be a part of that good work that's going on. So we want to use our feet and our hands to
and we certainly don't want to seem like we're forgetting about Harvey and Irma and all of the people affected there. That's not the case at all. Like I said, we've been fortunate to be able to help some people out. We just haven't talked about it. But there is something else about Puerto Rico I want to mention, and that seems like when you read about it, there's so much divisiveness and hate in the world right now. And there is more good than bad. I always try to remind myself of that. But it seems like much of the conversation around Puerto Rico is focused on politics. Who's helping who's what's being done, what's not being done. And in the meantime, there's 3.4 million people who are down there hurting. So there's this little Martin Luther King Jr. quote I wanted to share. It says, I'm sure you've heard it before, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. So we just want to show a little light and a little love in the world, and we want to encourage you to do the same, to take some action. So we wanted to share briefly the charities that we're giving to, and we picked 4 of them. So this will be roughly a $1,000 donation. So about $250 to each charity on average, maybe a little more, a little less, depending on how it plays out to each one. But I'll take the first one. So there's 4 of these. We'll run through them briefly. All of these charities have been vetted. 3 of them were suggested by Consumer Reports. 1 was suggested by ABC News. They all are vetted, respectable charities.
And it is good to do your research.
Yes, we'll talk about that for sure. Important. We've got some notes on that. First one, Save the Children. They got 6 people in Puerto Rico with more on the way. They're partnered with the American Red Cross and FEMA, and they're working in evacuation centers to make sure that supplies needed by children, such as wipes, diapers, cribs, and playpens, as well as bassinets for bathing, are available. This weekend, as more workers arrive in Puerto Rico, they're setting up child-friendly spaces within the shelters. So that's the first one that we'll be donating some of this money to. And I will let Kaylee, accidentally clicked off our little note.
We've got notes.
The second one is Direct Relief.
Yep.
So
second one, Direct Relief, which headquarters in, how do you pronounce that?
California. I'll skip the city.
So headquartered in California, now has 2 people in Puerto Rico, but more expected to go. The organization's employees are visiting hospitals and health providers around Puerto Rico to find out what kind of medicines and medical equipment they need. The group, which is licensed to work as a wholesale distributor of medicine, then tries to supply them with medications such as antibiotics, mental health drugs, and what's that word?
Antibiotics, hemophilia medications for children.
For children. So, yeah, that one, Direct Relief, is the next one.
And then there is World Vision, which is a Christian humanitarian organization based in Washington.
They do a lot of incredible work.
Yes.
I worked with them in college a bit. Side note, just super passionate about helping women who are getting out of the life of being prostituted or trafficked. They're really incredible organization. I've met a couple of the bigwigs, I guess.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were based in Washington until today.
Yeah.
But they've sent about 6 people to Puerto Rico already. They're connected with local partners such as the National Latino Evangelical Coalition. The organization is currently distributing food, water, and hygiene kits that include soap, shampoo, and diapers. It accepts donations through its website. Really briefly, it may seem like, they only have 2 people there or 6 people there. They're not doing much. Don't view it that way. The situation, if you haven't followed it, is incredibly dire. It's hard to get in the country, out of the country. Infrastructure is ruined. So even getting people into the country right now is hard. So you're going to see a lot more relief efforts arriving over the weekend. So even if it seems like 6 people or 2 people isn't a lot, the fact that they have people on the ground is amazing right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you do the 4th and final one.
Okay, the 4th one is UNICEF USA is working to get essential supplies such as water purification tablets, water containers, sanitary pads, and detergent to children and their families in Puerto Rico. The relief agency says a donation of $28 will provide 1 kit to a family in need. Save the Children says 700,000 children have been affected by the storm. The charity is providing aid in Puerto Rico as well as the Dominican Republic.
So those are the 4 charities that we're giving to. We'll put links down below after these videos have posted.
Yeah.
And we encourage you to, or we would love to have you help give as well. I really want to be clear that what I'm saying next isn't selfish. I don't want it to come across that way. If you're in a position where you're not able to give financially or to give aid or donations, one way you can give is by using our Amazon affiliate link. But I want to make it clear that for the next 3 months, 100% is going to be going. So we're not going to be benefiting or profiting from that.
No.
So if you want to be able to help in a little way, please consider using our Amazon affiliate link.
You're already going shopping.
Yeah, if you're already going shopping, and 100% of that is going to go to these 4 charities. So we do have a couple of tips for you guys. Kaylee's worked with nonprofits before. I've worked on the internet a lot before, and there's a lot of evil people out there. And in situations,
you manipulate a situation for their own gain, which just
scam. It's sickening.
Really hurts. But we also want to give this information because when some of the relief efforts are happening, it can almost be crippling the amount of information that's out there, and it almost can deter people from wanting to give. So we wanted to do some of the little background research for that reason.
So we'll run through these tips together. First of all, cash is best. Supplies have to be distributed, and so it may, of course, in Puerto Rico, most of us aren't going to be able to just go down, but this is good for situations in the continental U.S.
Yeah.
It can be really tempting to want to give stuff, but stuff has to be distributed. It has to be passed out. And in situations like this, logistically, that's a huge problem. So giving cash is really helpful because these organizations can then get what they need through their own supply chains.
And I think if you've already collected supplies and things like that, maybe consider giving it to a local shelter, maybe a women's shelter or a family shelter of some kind. Because that stuff can definitely be utilized by that. But getting things down to Puerto Rico, I think, is what's the challenge.
Yeah.
So, next one is be careful about giving to charities shared on social media. Many of them are scams. And so, I mean, that goes with anything on social media. Do a little digging.
Except us.
We're the good social media now. It is important to just do some background checks. There's a couple of websites that you can... Oh, they're already on our list.
Go ahead
to
and
talk about. Let's see. Give to established charities instead. Use charity watchdogs. Charity watchdogs, yep. And...
Wise Giving Alliance, Charity Navigator, and Charity Watch are 3 good ones.
Yeah, Wise Giving Alliance, Charity Navigator, and Charity Watch to check out charity. So there's actually a whole lot of other stuff you can do too.
Those were 3 that I picked.
Yeah.
Donate through the charity's website to avoid fake links. What people will do is post, hey, this is from the Red Cross, and put out an advertisement on Facebook that may slip through their algorithms.
And the website will look real
It'll look
convincing.
exactly like it, and I want to give, you'll click that button, you'll actually be putting it in some scammer's pocket.
Yeah.
So if you say, I want to give to a charity, use Google, use Bing, go out there, search for the charity, go directly to their website and give that way. Never follow a link.
Yep.
And then the final one.
And give through the website instead of text.
Yeah.
Okay. Text is convenient, but takes longer for the cash to be released to the charity. Oh, I didn't know that because I know for a lot of
either.
Yeah, all the things you can learn. That's super fascinating.
Yeah, because you text and that's great, but that comes out of your bill.
$10 and stuff.
So until you pay it through your bill, the money isn't actually released to the charity. So it could be a month or more before they actually get that money.
Well, now would be a good time if you wanted to because next month, since it's the 30th. So, yeah. But really, this video is really about sharing what you guys have done to make this possible. I know with or without this, we would still be giving, but you guys are a huge part of that. And it is something that we're really passionate about. And, we don't want to get on here because we want to toot our own horns or get praise from you guys. Like, it's just something we're passionate about. And if we're not talking about it, then obviously you don't know what we are passionate about. And these kinds of things are what we want to do moving forward. God willing that, everything... He's worked out so many things for us. So, I mean, I really do feel it on our hearts that we will eventually be traveling and helping in some of these relief efforts as a family. So.
There is an RV group. The name escapes me right now.
Oh,
but
yes.
they'll actually take their RVs into areas and just set up and help.
Or donate their RVs.
I would love to be able to do that. Absolutely love it. So there's all these things down the road, and we're excited to be able to share more with you guys about how we're able to integrate those efforts. And by the way, we're seeing all the comments scroll by.
Yes,
thank you
go
so much.
To them.
They're, our phones are a little bit away from us, so we can't read them, but thank you guys for the comments, and we will read them and
respond to them as well. So yeah, we wanted to make this short and sweet. A vlog will be up tomorrow for your guys' viewing pleasure. We appreciate you guys so much, and love you guys so much, and just are feeling, you know, this is what's on our hearts. And I was crying before we even got on the live stream.
Reading Martin Luther King Jr. quotes, it gets to me. I went looking for that one quote and came across, all the stuff he said. I'm like, man.
Well, and I get very emotional just thinking about now that we're building a family, families and children being impacted so heavily, and there's no power, and the relief just isn't coming fast enough. So, yeah, thank you guys for making this possible, and if you can give. If you can't, prayers are amazing, sending positive thoughts their way. So thank you. We will go ahead and link all this stuff down below as well as soon as we're finished. But yeah, I think that kind of sums it up.
I think it does sum it up. We can't say thank you enough. I was blown away. We actually haven't watched Amazon affiliates too closely, and I went to look today, and I was thinking, we'll probably be able to give $200, $300, and I saw $2,000 is what you guys have supported us with just by using that link.
Yeah,
so
over the course of
I was blown away. It rocked our world. So thank you guys so much for your support and for making it possible for us to do this. So thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah, and we hope to keep these conversations going, and kind of mobilizing the little community, the little spot that we have on the internet to do good in the world.
Light sharers, that's what we'll call it.
And the other thing that I don't know if this is a pipe dream or something like that, but before this summer started and then we got pregnant and everything like that, we had talked about making this year or in the upcoming years doing volunteer projects together, with subscribers or other RVers, and going into a place and maybe doing Habitat for Humanity and building a house, or going where there is need, or as we're traveling, finding organizations that need help for a weekend, or doing some kind of charity event, and just being involved, because you need people. And having worked for a nonprofit, it can be discouraging sometimes to not see as many people coming, but I think a huge part of that is people sometimes just don't know. When you're in it, it's so easy to be like, why aren't people involved? But I think people just need to have those simple action steps, and we can all just make the world a better place. I know it just sounds so cheesy, but it's so true.
You don't sound cheesy. It's something we've talked about a lot, is that giving money is great, giving things are great. I mean, that's a tremendous positive thing that I never, ever want to say is wrong, because it's not. It's good. But by the same token, that can almost become a barrier sometimes to helping out where actual physical hands are needed. Giving to places is great, but sometimes you just need hands out there building a house or holding a hammer. And so I think to kind of summarize what Kaylee was saying, we've talked about what ways can we be those hands, and so you guys can give us suggestions about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a long shot, but I also think there's also a lot of passions out there. I know you guys have passions and things you care about, and some of us are mobile and some of us are stationary, and so that would be a passion project, and that's something we're praying about and hoping for, and who knows? Who knows the future holds? But thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and respond to all these comments. We love you. And to sum it up, don't forget to live simply.
Dream differently and find your freedom.
And yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to watch the vlog. If you're on YouTube, hit that little bell button so that you can get notifications. And on Facebook, you guys do the same. So
all right.
Thanks so much,
Thanks, guys. Bye.
sure you want to start straight stop.
Yeah.